Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt on the radio, on podcasts everywhere, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on talklawradio.com. Today we're going to be talking about long-term care and how to pay for it with Stuart Waldenmeyer. But first, we're going to talk about the financial focus with Joseph Warren, who is as CEO for financially successful people who want to have some strategy in their financial planning. Of course, you know on this show that we talk about discovering hidden legal blind spots, the things you don't know that you don't know, which can end up costing you your family legacy. So today we're going to be looking at the financial side of that same question. Joseph Warren is a fee-only comprehensive financial CEO, and you work with some of the most highly successful families here in San Antonio. In your professional experience, what's the single biggest blind spot or mistake for smart, affluent people with their wealth?
Yeah, great question, Todd, and thanks for having me on again. Always a pleasure to be here. I would say the number one mistake that I see financially successful people make is operating under uncoordinated advice, and you'd probably agree with that, right? So, you may have a great team of experts around you. You may have a really smart CPA, tax expert, who knows all the tax laws, knows how to save you money and keep you compliant. An insurance agent who knows the best policies, the best, financial products out there, legal experts, really brilliant experts like Todd Marquardt.
Thank you for saying so.
And, business lawyers who know their stuff and an investment manager who gets great returns and really credentialed. But at the end of the day, if they're not communicating with each other, if they're not talking to each other, the result is going to be that you're paying a lot of money for these really smart experts, but you're wasting your time, wasting your money, and it could lead to a lot of big mistakes being made by, I see it all the time, by some advice conflicting with other advice, and just confusion, just like a lack of clarity. So our thing is we like to coordinate everything, sort of like a quarterback, and make it sure that all these experts are operating under the same playbook. They know what your goals are, they know what your strategy is, and they're pushing forward in that direction, and they're actually, helping to build the strategy. So you have the tax experts' input. And we find that when we do that, it helps people to achieve their goals faster with a lot less stress. And yeah, that's why we do what we do.
I think that's valuable for people to have less stress.
Yep.
And I can see how dangerous it would be to have experts that don't communicate with one another. But what does that look like in real life?
I've seen a lot of smaller things. So some that we were able to catch was, one, we had a CPA where we got a new client, we talked to him, and we like to coordinate with their team that they have already. And he made it very clear, just flat out, I'm not interested in long-term planning, I just do the documents. And we were actually asking him a question about how much W-2 income should this business owner pay themselves. But when we started digging into what the work he had done, because we like to look at the past 3 years of what they've done, we found that he was way overpaying himself, way more than a reasonable salary. And the result was he was having to pay, an extra $17,000 about in taxes per year. So we just made some adjustments, recommended a new CPA, recommended that he fire his existing one. And just with the same exact income, just make it so that $17,000 stayed in his pocket, went to the business instead of going towards, the IRS.
Wow, that's awesome. I have business owner clients who are incredibly successful at what they do, and some of them think that they're so smart that they can just manage their own investments. Is there anything wrong with that approach?
The do-it-yourself approach, there's nothing wrong if you love doing it, but I would just make the point that investments are just one piece of the puzzle. So we have many smart clients who they have options accounts. Some even have futures. I don't even mess with futures and stuff like that. They have futures accounts. They day trade, and they do pretty well. They're financially savvy people. They do it because they love doing it. And that's totally fine. But are they really thinking about how does this affect my tax picture? Are they actually thinking about which account should I put this in? Which different type of account should it be? They're probably not, right? It's like a hobby. It's something fun that they like doing, and we're fine with letting them do that. But we want to look at the overall financial picture that they have and make sure that even if they are day trading and doing really well at that, that we're counterbalancing that with some capital losses, doing some tax loss harvesting, that we're doing everything we can so that they keep as much money for themselves and for their family and their business as possible. And they're confident that even if it's not the investments, it's the taxes, it's the legal part of it, that every decision they're making is moving them forward towards the goals that they have and what they want to achieve for the reasons that are important to them. So the question I would ask somebody is, how much faster would you reach your goals if you had a team of experts, right, that were handling all the disciplines of finance for you, coming to you with a strategy, but not only that they were communicating with each other. It was like a mastermind group, and they really all knew what your playbook was, what your financial strategy was, what's important to you, and the strategy was in alignment with that. And whether you handle the day trading or things like that on your own, I think if you have that, you would hit your goals a lot faster, and I've seen it happen many times.
That's awesome. I met somebody recently, an attorney that wants to retire so that she can spend more time investing.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It's fun. I like investing too for fun. I have an options portfolio, and I have a lot of fun. I'm not going to name any of the companies that I'm in, but yeah, it's our clients are financially successful. They're intelligent people. They know what they're doing. Some of them are delegators. They just want to hand it off to us, have us report to them. That's actually the vast majority of our clients and the best people to work with for our business is, they say, we want you to come to us with what the strategy is, why it makes a better outcome for us, and then we hold them accountable to get it done, right? And that's usually what our clients do, but some of them like to invest and do things like that.
I can see how tax mistakes and legal mistakes can be made by a do-it-yourself person. I know that you use a values-based approach that's completely different from the typical Wall Street pitch. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the first meeting, I kind of talked about this a little bit, but what we're looking to do is what we do is we create an alignment of all those financial experts, right? So they're working in perfect harmony. And then we create a strategy based on that and then hold you accountable to getting it done. And the values-based approach starts with a meeting where we really dig deep on what your values are around money, right? It usually starts with the surface level answer, like I want security, but then it gets higher and higher, right? I want to really glorify the kingdom of God with my money. I want to make an impact in this world. I want to impact people who went through things similar to what I went through. Mm-hmm. And we build the plan around that. So it's not just like one size fits all advice. It's personalized to what you said was important to you and what your spouse said was important to you. It's really a neat experience. It's hard to communicate it or do it justice, just kind of describing it. It's something you have to experience. It's like going to Disney World or something.
Right. So
maybe not as fun, but pretty fun.
Do you have an offer to help people dip their toes into that experience?
Yeah. The offer is, if you're listening to this, we can't work with everybody because we work with just a select number of clients because we really want to coordinate all those aspects of the finances. So we're not just trying to do one thing. We want to help handle the strategy when it comes to taxes, investments, legal, working with experts. But if any of this resonated with you, if any of it made sense to you and you feel like you could do better or achieve your goals faster if you had a team of experts on your side that were all pushing in the direction of helping you achieve your goals, or if you feel like you could improve in any of these aspects of your finances that we talked about, I would highly encourage you to give me a call. Our number is 210-444-2128. Again, that's 210-444-2128. And if you give us a call, we would just set up a 20-minute Zoom consultation to learn more about you, what's important to you. If it makes sense to work together or to follow up with the next step, we would do a financial roadmap. That's the experience I was talking about. Talk about what's important to you, your exact goals when it comes to money, exactly where you are now financially. And then if we're a good fit, we make an offer to work with you. Like I said, it's one flat, transparent fee. So it's not like a complicated commission or anything like that, or it's really as a dollar figure fee. And yeah, we really like to talk with you and see if we could save you a lot of money, because we've been able to save people tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, just with a good strategy where all the experts are coordinated.
I love that. Call Joseph. He works with his dad and his brother, and
Yep.
they help you eliminate stress. And I was thinking of the tush push in football. When you have all your experts behind you pushing
Yeah.
to accomplish your goals. I really like that.
Yeah.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.